Hello and welcome back to my Noah Magnet. So we are in World 5 now, which is probably the last world, I think. I don't remember how we do things. Yeah, and we got Max, I think, who we can swap between. We also got Magnus back. Who, cannot be thrown, unlike, these guys. And it's bigger, which might also be relevant, I don't know. But yeah, it's clearly a size difference. Maybe you can only fit in between certain spots. But yeah, we got 2 methods now. So what are we doing here? I am doing that okay, this is pretty simple actually. Just put you there and go here. And then nothing, actually. Wait. Maybe it's not so simple. Because you can't be on there. Okay. But yeah, you can't be swapped. So I can get up there like that. Because if I could do it like that, then I could put you up there and then yeah. So that's the problem. But I need to get in there. So if I do that, I could throw you over there. Oh. Okay. That somehow worked. Okay. So you can push the other back. I see. Is that what you wanted? I hope so, because that's how I managed to make it work. So you can go there all you want. If I go there, I die. If I turn it off, what will I accomplish by doing that? See what I accomplish by turning this off. You can rise? Okay. That might have something to do with something. Okay, there you go. You've seen 2 mechas at once. Gotta think about that. Double trouble. Okay. Throw you there. Get it like that. Okay, hold on. That way, do that. Okay. Yeah, I need like no, I need to. Is it? Yeah, I can just let it go actually. Yeah, that's a lot easier. Okay. Spring buddies. Okay. What am I trying to do? Do that. Don't like how that's happening. Whoops. Fine. Use this. Can I hang on? Wait. There we go, okay. I almost messed it up. I didn't. Okay. Could do that. I can put it in there if I want to. There you go. So now you're here. And throw you out. Okay. Yeah, no. That's how I do as well, right? Oh, whoops. Oh, no, that's bad. You can't be stuck there. I think I messed it up now. Yeah, I can get that. Okay. What did I do before? I didn't do that. No, I could in that, so I did. Actually, no, I do need you here, don't I? Oh, shoot. No, that's fine. Because you need to be there. Okay, yeah. That's all that had to be done. I always think I messed up last time, but I thought I did. It's fine. The last leg. This is it? It is? It's only about 6. But okay, say so. And that's what's silly. Oh, okay, There's a lot going on here. Can't just get up like this. Taking a look what I'm looking at. There's a lot to look at. Well, let's just take it one step at a time, maybe, as much as I can. Yeah. I can throw you there. Oh, right. Oh, okay, I need to activate that again. Oh god. Yeah, that, well, okay, I'm messed up. I can just totally sacrifice them to the spikes and it's totally fine. Like, doesn't make a whole lot of sense in terms of... Like, these are supposed to be characters. There we go. Alright. There we go. Can I put you down for now? Grab you. Okay. First part solved. So we got both up here. You're kinda gonna get stuck at that end. Go back and get you out from there. I just kinda there. Make it put you all there. That will deactivate there. And oh, I see. Okay, then I can do this. So I get you out now. Okay, move this. There we go. Okay. So far, so good. Whoop, okay. Okay, now we need like more weight. No need to push. To hit this way. Can't get to it from here. I can do this. Okay. Okay, let me put it there first. Okay. I don't need to. Okay. There we go. Oh, this can't be it, can it? That feels like a short world. If this is the end of the game already, that's... Oh, the end. Well, this is gonna be a short video. I don't know. I thought it was gonna be a little bit more. We did. Phew, good wins that place. And we couldn't done without uni. Why weren't there like 15,000 each world before or something? Or am I crazy? I don't know. So what now? There was, or something like that. Let's start our own factory. Machines and robots working side by side. Or at least like 10, I don't know. We'll look after our staff and make it fun to work there. We can have a pool table in the back room. How you play pool, your hands. Don't worry about it. And what would we make in this factory? You know what? I hadn't thought about that. Smiley face. I guess that's the game. Okay, I kind of surprised it was this short of an episode. I mean, I wasn't expecting, you know, a full hour today, but not this short. Well, okay. Kind of felt like a little bit of a like a sudden end to me, but you know, I can like smell something. Someone already cooking something. It's early in the morning. It smells like, yeah, like some kind of dinner. I don't know. Anyway, but okay. I guess this is gonna be a short video. That's I mean, I don't know if there's any kind of bonus content at all you can experience. Oh, it's a switch. Oh, okay. Oh, these are probably like Patreon people. Pretty sure that he has a Patreon. Yeah, something like that. There's a lot of names in it though. Jeez, no wonder you can skip through it like that. I kinda don't want to, but well, already have now. It's gonna go on for a while. Okay, look at all these names, man. Is there that many people? Like, I mean, I guess maybe. I was surprised when I see all these names. It's like, wow, that is a lot of people. Like, I guess there really that many, like thousands of people, like hundreds, like not thousands maybe. I mean, I guess you can like support with like $1 or something. I don't know, maybe that counts, but I have no idea. It's kind of surprising to me. Like Patreon is, you know, it's a different kind of thing than a Kickstarter, and I'm pretty sure this was not any kind of Kickstarter. I'm pretty sure he just decided to do this. No. So I think this is just, you know, Patreon stuff, but, you know. Anyway. It's kinda, yeah. But yeah, you know. I mean, kind of surprised it ended so early today, but what can you do, you know. Thank you for playing. Extras. Yeah, 13 here. 15, yeah, like each world has like different amount of levels, weirdly. Said 16, 13, yeah. Oh, it's commentary, it's fun. Yeah, well, guess we can see what this means. Real quick. I don't know. Will it be like Valve games, where it's like a thing you gotta find? You have commentary, or I don't know. Oh, like this? Okay.
Hi, welcome to the developer's commentary for Mind Over Magnet. I'm Mark Brown, the creator, designer, and artist for the game. First of all, thank you so much for buying, playing, and finishing the game. I hope you enjoyed it. So, I made this game as part of my YouTube channel, Game Maker's Toolkit, which is all about game design.
Oh, okay. Whoops. I didn't know it was gonna stop. It's awkward. If I go to Slow Select, will it let me? Oh no. Shoot. Didn't mean to do that. Let's see. Okay, there we go. Sorry.
Hi, welcome to the developer's commentary for Mind Over Magnet. I'm Mark Brown, the creator, designer, and artist for the game. First of all, thank you so much for buying, playing, and finishing the game. I hope you enjoyed it. So, I made this game as part of my YouTube channel, Game Maker's Toolkit, which is all about game design. And one of the biggest influences on that channel was listening to the developer's commentary in Valve games like Portal and Half-Life. It was so fascinating to learn about all of the techniques that Valve used to guide players and teach new concepts and create good puzzles. It really opened my eyes to the world of game design as a craft. And so, many years later, it felt only right that I should put a similar feature into my game. So, as you play through the game, please use the speaker boxes to start and stop the commentary. Oh, and please note that leaving a level will stop the commentary. Thanks, and enjoy.
I figured that out. Yeah. I mean, I'm not gonna go through all of the game again, but I'll go through a few of these, because, you know, kind of fun to see this, but yeah. I do remember like finding those in like Half-Life and Portal and stuff, and I was like, oh, this is kind of neat. Like, it's kind of interesting. I've never really seen a whole lot of other games really do that. I'm sure some maybe have, but it's just kind of interesting that of all, you know, companies or people, Valve is the one to do that. Nobody else has really tried to or wanted to. I mean, it is work to do that, obviously, but yeah. But yeah, I guess since I have some time, I'll go through a couple of these just for fun, because, again, the reason why I was interested in this in the first place is, you know, watching his YouTube channel and watching him make the game, essentially. So, you know, seeing his thought process as well. Like, he went into, you know, some details about some things, but also it's more about the grand scope of the game, I guess, rather than, like, individual level design decisions and things like that, really. Like, talking a little bit about that, but yeah, maybe these will be more about that. I don't know. I'm not sure what these will be about, but yeah, let's just see.
So this game was originally supposed to be a fast-paced platformer about a metal character who can use magnetism to sail through speed-running levels. But, as is often the case in game development, things changed. So, at some point I had the idea to make it so that the character itself wasn't magnetic, but you could pick up a giant horseshoe magnet and now you would be affected by magnetic fields and whatnot. That felt better, but having these two entities really lent itself to being more of a puzzle game than a platformer. And so, slightly begrudgingly, I changed the game to be the pure puzzle platformer that you see today.
I don't know if we ever saw the original concept in the videos. I feel like it always mostly looked similar to this, at least. You know, he had a, you know, he had a certain starting point before really showing us much, I thought, if I remember correctly, but maybe there was some actual footage of that, or I don't know how far I got with that, but yeah. I mean, obviously things have changed in development, and you know, I think it's probably a bit better for it. Like, it's probably harder, maybe, I don't know, is it harder to make a fast-paced platforming thing rather than a puzzle game? It's different skill sets for sure, you know. You definitely have to know more about game feel, if you want to call it that, like more about, you know, like the platforming itself. Like, this is barely a platformer, you know. You can jump, and you know, you gotta do some jumps and some precision throwing here and there and things like that, but it's really more just a puzzle game with a platforming, 2D platforming tied to it, sort of thing, you know. Like, yeah, which, you know, it's fine, you know. Many games have things like that, you know. Still feel like I'm hearing like my freaking doorbell going off in this song every time. Anyway, but yeah. Okay, not every level's gonna have one. That's fine. We can quickly go through some of these because these are pretty simple, you know. But yeah. There's another one.
This is the first level with an actual puzzle, and while it's simple, it does tend to trip up players. Most use the button on the left to drop the box, then walk over it, hit the button on the right, and then realise that the box goes up too quickly to jump on it. This is a technique I discovered when researching puzzle design. Essentially, you want to trick the player into assuming that there's a simple solution, and then showing them that there's some kind of catch that makes their assumption wrong. Now they need to reassess and try a different approach. That new approach is not hard to find on this level, but it's a good introduction to the idea that in Mind over Magnet, rooms won't always be as simple as they first seem.
Yeah. Like that is something, you know, I definitely noticed about the game, that it does some tricks, some little like gotcha moments, you know, and what am I trying to do there? No, I gotta, okay. I forgot how it's on there. Gotta do there. Then you gotta love it. There we go. Like again, like obviously he has played a lot of puzzle games to know this and studied puzzle games and puzzle game design and you know things like that. So you know, like he's a newbie developer in a sense, but obviously he has an entire channel dedicated to game design. He knows certain things, you know, which definitely makes it better for the game. Because if a total newbie throws themselves into a puzzle game like this, some of the puzzles just gonna end up janky and you know they gonna be not balanced and things like that. It's pretty clear that you know he knows what he's doing, despite this being his first game, because it definitely felt like that. It definitely felt like this wasn't just you know. Well, some parts felt maybe like it was a first game, like story based, you know, story is kind of simple, the ending is kind of simple, it's a shorter game, you know, things like that, but other things not so much, you know, it feels polished, you know.
When I make a new mechanic for the game, like in this case the drill bits that go in and out, I try to think of every possible way that you could use it. So you could trap a box underneath a drill, or trap a box above a drill, or thread a drill between two boxes. This sort of brainstorming helps make sure I squeeze all of the juice out of a mechanic. But it obviously gets a lot harder when you start combining all of the different mechanics. There could be dozens of different combinations to consider.
That's what makes puzzle games fun. Like, whenever you can incorporate all the little elements you have, and it becomes like this kind of complex web of things and things you didn't even think you could do. Like, making a puzzle game, like can both sound maybe stressful. Probably it probably is, and like, what the hell do I do? How do I make a puzzle? You know, how do I make this work? You know, but also when you start experimenting and figuring things out, and you know, trying things. Okay, what am I doing here? Oh, yeah, I gotta remember how we do these. What am I trying to say? Shoot. Yeah, it becomes, you know, you start to find out new things you can do that you didn't think you could do, and makes more interesting puzzles, I guess. That's what I'm trying to say. How do you do this one? I mean, I can just skip to the next level in the menu if I really want to. Oh god. I do this. Okay, and yeah, then I do this. Okay. Then I can get up there. Okay. Yeah. There we go. Yeah. Words. Let's skip the cutscene again.
So this is Magnus. He's the first magnet you meet in the game and is kind of the mascot for the whole thing. But he actually came into the project very late. So early on, I realized that I would need to have multiple magnets in the game for two reasons. One, so that I could introduce the different magnet abilities throughout the game. And two, so that I could make levels with more than one magnet. Now, for a long time, the first magnet you met could be thrown around, but not change polarity. But I eventually realized that the throwing mechanic was quite complicated, and so that's a lot to dump on the player at the very start of the game. In the end, I made a new magnet, Magnus, who is big and bulky, so he can't be thrown. He also goes up magnetic fields much more slowly than the other characters, so now I only need to introduce the player to picking up and placing down the magnet, and can teach them about throwing it much later on in the game.
Didn't realize that He went up went up slower. Maybe he did, I don't know. Wasn't really noticeable, or didn't feel like it really did much, if there was a thing, but okay. Right, I was gonna say, yeah. I do feel like it's a little unfortunate that there wasn't more, you know, with all the magnets at once, you know. We only get like one little tiny world with only like 7 levels, you know. But again, you know, scope is difficult, especially when you want to actually release the damn game, you know. Especially, you know, for someone who also has a YouTube channel doing videos all the time. He, you know, made this game on the side and stuff, you know, so makes sense that he would not go overboard, which I think probably was a good thing.
There's one aspect of Mind over Magnet that took way longer to figure out than it really should have. The idea of taking the magnet from one room to the next. For a long time in development, Uni would go through a door and go into the next room, and the magnet would magically appear from a pipe. Players would naturally ask, how did the magnet travel between rooms? Eventually, I came up with the idea of each level ending with a giant pipe that sucks in any and all magnets in the room, which was good, but some players didn't seem to notice that the magnet got sucked up. In the end, I made this level to make it super clear. Magnus explains that he will catch up, then the level end animation holds for a long time to show Magnus going in the pipe. And then he says, see, I told you, in the next level. Finally, players stopped asking how he travelled from room to room.
Did I notice that before, actually? I mean... I guess so, yeah. There you go. Don't actually know if I really noticed that, but... I guess I didn't care enough to notice. It's like, yeah, okay, sure, he goes to the next room. Why not? It's, you know... So we're already going with the whole... He can apparently survive getting killed and respawning thing. So it's like, well, logic isn't the biggest thing. Yeah, but you can clearly see, yeah, he's going in there as well. Alright. There you go. Put you up there. Oh, I didn't see that there.
This is another example of a level with an assumption and a catch. Plus, this level teaches the player a really important concept. The idea that you sometimes need to leave the magnet somewhere in the level, turn a magnetic field on, and then go grab the magnet. That simple idea turned out to be pretty difficult to communicate. The game had a seemingly simple puzzle with this concept that proved to be really hard for players, leading to a lot of playtesters asking for a hint or skipping the level entirely. Eventually, I landed on this layout, which gets the point across, but is also quite easy to figure out as there are simply not too many places where you can leave Magnus.
Yeah. One interesting thing about puzzle designs, especially in games, is how different players approach it. Some people might just get completely like stuck and be like, "There's no solution here. What the hell am I doing? This is not possible." And it's because you don't think about the certain way of doing things. And the more you play games, the more you start learning like language of puzzle games, especially like what you can and can't do. And you know, I'm not gonna say I'm perfect at it. I certainly have misunderstood certain things in this game and gotten stuck and, you know, things like that. But I think for the most part the game teaches you pretty well about that. And it's mostly quite intuitive. There is one problem with that sometimes, and that is that certain levels can feel too easy, too straightforward when it's like kind of spoon-fed to you what you're supposed to do. Like it's like you know, it's like you are gonna figure this out. We're gonna have to force you to figure this out because people are getting stuck at this level in playtesting, and you know we need to do that. You know, and I think that for the most part, I prefer when the game lets you fail and lets you try things. Like this game has a stock option, which I never actually tried. What happens if I do press that? Skip into an okay. Show hint. Okay, it's like saying, hey, put Magnus here. Okay, I see. Yeah, so it's like not the most like direct hint, I guess. It's like still, I mean, I get sort of direct, but like saying, hey, this is why you should do something. Not like saying, hey, do exactly this. It's like, do something here. This is better than, you know, directly telling you. It's weird. It's also weird because, you know, these days walkthroughs exist, videos, like you can pretty easily figure out most things in games, like for the most part anyway. Sometimes it's a little bit more difficult, I found out, but most of the time it's, you know, you can just kind of look things up and find what you need to find. So that helps. But, well, in playtesting, you know, playtesting for a game, you know, there's no tutorials yet or anything, you just kind of have to figure it out, or as a developer or something, you know. If you get stuck, you know, it's kind of not as easy at that point, so it's definitely, yeah. But, yeah, I do think that it's better for the most part to, like, let the player fail a bit, and, you know, not to the point of frustration, I suppose. Like, again, it's hard to know what will actually get someone stuck as well, but, like, yeah, I don't know, it's weird. But, yeah.
Here's a new mechanic, the one-way platform. These have been in the game, in some form or another, since the earliest prototypes. I think for a lot of game players who grew up on Mario and the like, the concept of a platform that you can only pass through one way is pretty familiar and obvious. But in playtesting, I discovered that less seasoned gamers didn't always get the concept. To make it clear, I had to add more and more obvious arrows to the platforms and make the platform really recede into the background when it has flopped down and can now be passed through from either side.
Yeah, like, definitely making a game where the point is to not confuse the player, to make things clear, to have clear, you know, like puzzle games especially, having clear, like, okay, this is you know, what am I trying to say? This is what this does. This is what this does. You know, there's no ambiguity. Is what I'm trying to say. That's especially important in puzzle games where you want the player to what's the word, like, I don't know. I'm trying to figure this out. It's puzzle and it's hard to focus. Yeah, just have the player know what to do. I think I'm gonna do this last box and that'll be the episode. I think we had 40 minutes now.
I typically wanted a world to finish with a bigger, more bombastic level. In this case, I took 3 levels that I liked but felt weren't big or complex enough to be individual puzzles and then stitched them together into a single stage. One sticking point for playtesters was not knowing that they could leave Magnus behind after the 3rd puzzle, which, in retrospect, is fair enough, as the previous puzzle is about figuring out a way to bring Magnus up to the higher floor. In the end, I made it so Uni had to squeeze through a small gap to get into the 4th and final room, signalling to the player that there's no need to bring Magnus any further.
Yeah. Okay, or whatever. I feel like figuring this out. Yeah, I mean, that's interesting. You know, you can go through the entire game again with that, and that's fun and stuff, but I don't think I'm gonna. I could have told you which levels had the commentary in here, so you could just skip to them. Because I don't feel like doing the puzzles, but whatever. That's not on the game, it's just, you know, I already beat them. Yeah. Well, again, this ended up being short, but at least there was a little bit of stuff I could like look at here. You know, like if you got that, But yeah, you know, I knew it was gonna be short, and that was fine with me. But I wanted to check this out because, you know, I was curious to see what it actually felt like to play after having seen, you know, the game being made. Because it did look fun, you know, it did look like a neat little game, and it is a neat little game. Like, again, it's not groundbreaking. Magnet puzzle game, platforming games are a thing. I have even played one before on the channel, at least. Maybe even two, I don't even know, but at least one. So, you know, it's like not the first time this concept has been made. I even think that he probably mentioned that in his videos at some point, that, yeah, magnet platforming games are a thing. But, you know, it does make for some fun puzzle game design you can do with that. Even though that's not the original intention, apparently. It's a platforming action speedrun game thing or whatever he said. I don't know. But yeah. That's it, I think. Like, I don't know. There's nothing much else I can say because it's, you know, not a super complex game in terms of story, so I can't talk much about the story. The story is, again, very secondary, and, you know, don't need that really for puzzle games typically. You know, you can have a game without any story at all when it's a puzzle game. But it's fun to have a little bit of, like, why am I even doing this, you know, to some of this, you know. That's why some of them do it, I guess, and some of them definitely actually want a story and want to that to be a focus as well, you know. It depends, but yeah. Hello, kitty. Jumped up. But yeah. So I know he made another game, which is like a Scrabble Balatro, essentially. It's like, yeah, Scrabble but Balatro. I think it's pretty much the elevator pitch. I think that's like yeah. What's it? Well, I forgot the name now. It's like something with word in its name, like not wordplay. What is it called? Like something like that. It's like, yeah. Which is again very very different from a platforming thing. It's more of a, well, like it's like a board game because it is a little like Scrabble, I think, but just like, you know, just making words, you know, and the longer words the better, and things like that, and you get modifiers, and, you know, again, it's a Balatro but with words, which, you know, is kind of neat. You know, I've been playing a bunch of Balatro, you know, just on the side, just for myself, you know, and I was like, I don't know, maybe it's worth checking that game out, you know. I mean, I don't know if I'm maybe good at Scrabble. I don't think I have a great vocabulary necessarily, but, you know, it's a neat little thing, you know. And also, I think the concept of Scrabble Balatro is also a thing that's existed, you know, before and after that game came out. I'm pretty sure it has, because Balatro has really made the whole, hey, what if we took this game but had roguelike elements with, you know, roulette or like slots or like freaking, like, there's all these kind of games with like but it's Balatro now concepts, like, you know. I mean, it's not because it's not like it's like a, you know, what's the term, deck builders, like roguelike deck builders has been a thing before Balatro was out, you know, like Slay the Spire is probably the most popular example of that, and you know, so it's not like that's not been a thing. But like games like that have really become very popular as well, and I'm sure that's why he decided to make something like that, because clearly he also a fan of that. But yeah, like that came out like recently as well, like less than a year ago, I think. I think it was like a game jam sort of thing he made as well. So yeah. So I'm interested to see what else he does. Like if he keeps wanting to make games again. Obviously, it's not his main thing, but I'm curious to see his game design mods and choices and what he wants to do, if he wants to do anything more. Again, it's not the easiest thing in the world to make a game. Absolutely not. I'm pretty sure of that. Like I've seen many game stories, many game dev stories, and some of them better and worse than others because it's a complicated world to live in, first of all, and making a game in it is, hard, and especially when there's a lot of people involved and gotta communicate with them, especially if you're making indie games. Sometimes when you make indie games, it's like over the internet rather than in person. Makes it even more complicated. Like, depends on the game, of course, but I do know of some indie devs who have made games above what's the word, like on the internet essentially, like, and how that is complicated sometimes. But yeah, like, then there's solo devs, of course. Like, this is mostly a solo dev thing. Like, I think the music and stuff was started, and a couple other things probably, but yeah. That's also a thing, obviously. Like, when you're a solo dev, especially, it becomes way harder and it takes way longer, which makes sense. But you also get that singular vision a lot more, and it depends on the game. Some games can benefit from it. Some games it kind of shows that you're on this one-track mind, and especially if you don't do game playtesting, and you don't realize, oh, this thing actually sucks terribly because I'm the only one who has played this game for months if not years, and it's just like not at all fun because you know what you're doing but nobody else does, and it's just too hard or too complicated. Kitty, you gotta stop putting your claws on my clothes. You got stuck. Get your claw. There we go. Seriously. It's your own fault. Like, stop putting your claws in my clothes. Then you won't get stuck. He jumped off. Okay. Well, I managed to make a 15-minute video into like a 15-minute into like a 50-minute video. Almost there. So there you go. Yeah. I think I've said what I need to say. Yeah, it was fun. Just a short little experience. Like, again, like, I don't often like to talk about prices of games, but I got this through Humble Bundle rather than paying for it directly. I've had this on my wishlist for a while, and I was like, man, this is like $10 or something, like for a 2-3 hour experience. I'm like, I don't know. It's like, sure, that's not like expensive necessarily, but when I know the game is very short, 2-3 hours for $10, I'm like, there are games I can buy for that price that are gonna be way longer and have a lot more going on. And it's obviously you when you're a developer and you're setting a price for a game, you have to consider time you spend to make the game, the cost of it and things like that, and how you value the game and how you want people to, the interesting thing is that sometimes a higher price can seem like, oh, this is a lot more value, there's a lot more to this, obviously it's going to cost more, it has to have more stuff in it, which is sometimes true, sometimes not. But it's just like, when I have to value what I'm actually gonna buy, which I buy a lot of games that I don't play. And sometimes I'm like, I gotta actually play the freaking games I buy, and I keep looking at my Steam wishlist, and I even did like this morning. I was like, oh, there's a sale going on right now, it's like a summer sale or something. I was like, should I buy some of these games? I'm like, these are cheap. These are like €5 or less or something. It's like that's pretty good price for some of these games, and I'm like, I should get this. And I'm like, dude, you have freaking like 10-20 games that you want to get to on your freaking Steam and Steam list, and even Epic Game Store and Xbox and Xbox Game Pass that I'm looking at as well. I'm like, there's a lot of games here I want to play, and I'm like, don't freaking buy more games. You have so many already, So it's like, you know, like the reason why I got this is because of Humble Bundle. Like I always, you know, like not always, but whenever there's a Humble Bundle that looks interesting to me, I'm gonna probably get it, even though there's, again, many games in there I'm probably never gonna play. But like this is like a, well, I think there's like a, was this a platforming Humble Bundle or something? I don't know exactly what it was, maybe Puzzle Humble Bundle, something like that. But it had like a bunch of games. Like I was like, oh, this looks kind of neat. I'm gonna play this. And this was in there, so I was like, oh, okay, neat. I'm gonna check this out since I get the chance now. Like, you know, if it's like a 10, 13 euro Humble Bundle or something with like 6, 7 games or something. I don't know how many, but it's like that's way more worth it to me. Even if I might not play the other games a lot, like it's like still, you know, might as well support the charity and the developers and whatever the hell the cut is to get from Humble Bundle. But anyway, you know, it seems like a, you know, more worthwhile deal for the most part, because again, you know, supporting charity as well is nice, you know? So yeah, you know, that's that. And sometimes I get games that, you know, I wouldn't know about or be interested in and like learn about them. Sometimes that happens with Humble Bundles, and yeah, so, you know, like when you know, in the commentary said, thanks for buying my game, I was like, well, I sort of bought your game through Humble Bundle. It's not the exact same thing, but it's like, it made me kind of like, oh yeah, like this is a game that I didn't actually quote unquote want to buy for the price that it's being sold at. Like, it went on sale a couple times on Steam, and again I was like, okay, well, it's a little bit cheaper now, maybe I can pick it up, and then I didn't. Because again, I was like, well, there's so many games to play. Do I want to buy a 2-3 hour game for this price, you know? Like, you know, some games that I bought and played immediately, like pretty much, like again, like just you know, Mina the Hollower just came out, and I was like, oh, I'm gonna play that immediately. I just bought it and started playing it on the channel, you know? Like, not all games are like that. I actually quite rarely buy brand new games on the day they release. Like, again, Silksong was another example of a game that came out and I had to play it immediately, you know, even though it actually also was on Xbox Game Pass, which, you know, I could have played on there, but I was like, I'm gonna buy this game, like, come on. I'm not gonna buy it, so I did, you know. But yeah, I could just play on there, technically. Anyway, what I'm trying to say is, you know, valuing games and the price of games and how many I want to play and how many I own already that I gotta get to, and, you know, things like that. It does mean that some games, you know, that I wanna play eventually, that, you know, either not on Xbox Game Pass or whatever, or like cost a little bit more than I'm willing to pay right now, or like, you know, again, it's maybe a shorter experience, so I'm like, okay, do I really want to, oh, Kitty, your claws are biting my skin, sorry, shorter experiences, or like, things like that, like, games I'm not really sure if I'm actually gonna be like super into, or like I'm like kind of curious, but I don't really know much, like things like that, like, that's what makes, you know, Epic Store free games and Xbox Game Pass games and stuff like that, like, appealing to me, because it's like I can take games out without having as much of a, you know, cost risk thing, I guess. And it also shows games I haven't heard about or haven't, you know, I wouldn't normally play maybe, or whatever. Like that's also a thing, you know. So yeah, that's essentially that. That's why I, you know, why the price of this game I was, you know, hesitant about for a while, and I would have probably played it earlier to when it was released if the price wasn't what it was, and I, you know, I knew the game's length and things, and yeah. But I'm glad I eventually played it, because it's a neat little game, and yeah. Alright, I have actually gotten to almost an hour here, so I'm gonna stop. Somehow I made this an hour long video. Alright, see you next time.